pancakes is one of our favorite things.
So let me show you how we're going to get this thing started. We're back, baby! Bam, bam, bam. We're about to crank this up.
Let's go.
That's how we start this off. Get some of this. It's a thing of beauty. You can't stop us, lady. You can't stop us.
Dominique Foxworth just spanked pancakes on dinner.
Receive it. Can we do one more thing?
I got a little piece. New building, same shtick. Jeff Saturday is back for another season of our favorite feature. It is called Sat 'em Down. Jeff's got preseason pancakes. Take it away.
Listen, we had a lot to choose from week one. A lot of defenders were hitting the back of that jersey. But we're going to start with Steve-O Clock, clobbering people up in that A-gap. Greeny, this is Harbaugh taking it back in the early days when it is inside drill. Fullback, you go lead right on that Mike linebacker. Put your hat on his hat and knock somebody down. Look at him get behind the pad, drive his leg, boom. That defender hit the bait, sat him down. One pancake right there, my man Swagoo. One cake. Number 2, Willie Lampkin from the Rams. I want you to watch this. Secures the A-gap, runs up. Does that not look like Moses parting the Red Sea? Because that's what it looks like to me. Because my man gets up under the pad, drives his feet. He got men reaching with little arms that can't catch nobody, and then dumps them on the back of his head. There is nothing prettier than this right here. That running back needs to buy him some goods right now. Sat him down, number 2 for 2 pancakes. And to finish this out, this is the thing, Mike Vrabel bringing some nastiness back to New England. Will Campbell, little skip pull, get outside. I want a little man to try to come fit up with my tackle. Not a good plan if you're on the other side of football. Nice athletic move. Look at him, big man in space, gets his fit and finish, and then just I wanted him to drive him into the sideline so all his boys could see it. Unfortunately, he can't do that, but he takes it to the edge, dumps him down. What a thing of beauty. 3 pancakes, sat him down. My man handled his business.
That's Jeff Saturday. We look forward all season long to handing out the pancakes. Look at Marcus's face, exactly what we want it to be. We'll have plenty of time to get to all of those. But football season is back if the smell of pancakes are fresh in the studio. All right, our next feature is called Talk to Me. Mike Tomlin sat down with his former player, our beloved Ryan Clark, and RC asked him what he says when people bring up his drought in playoff wins. Mike Tomlin, talk to me.
Say nothing. You know, we got resumes, we all do, and we got to stand on that. I live a life, man, where I don't seek comfort, I don't make excuses. You know, engaging in that discussion to me is excuses. I don't live that life, man. Like, I pour everything I got into what I do, man, and when the dust settles, it settles, and I keep it moving. And so, you know, I don't care a whole lot about what people have to say.
I do.
I don't. Like, respectfully, I don't. Some people, you know, some people talk, some people watch, some people do. I'm glad I'm a doer. I'm glad I live in that world.
It's an excellent interview on the pivot. They go a lot of different places. RC and Tomlin are very close from all their time together, but that part of it is interesting, the way he manages this. And you cover that team closely all the time, and we're all aware, or maybe people aren't all aware, that locally, nationally, Mike Tomlin is a revered figure. Everyone around the country thinks he is one of the 2 or 3 best coaches in football. The hardcore Steeler fans see all these playoff losses, and a lot of them are frustrated, and a lot of them point the finger of blame at the coach.
For years.
What is your sense of what he is saying there and what we should be expecting?
Well, that's vintage Tomlin. He didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. I'm glad he's a doer. The Steelers fans need his quarterback to be a doer this season because that's really the only thing anybody cares about. How good can Aaron Rodgers be? How good can this offense be? Can they finally win a playoff game? Mike Tomlin is a good enough coach where he can get this team 4 to 5 wins just by virtue of being himself. But the standard it needs to be elevated. The standard is the standard, but for right now, the standard has been no losing seasons. That's not going to cut it. But as long as he wants to be in Pittsburgh, he'll be in Pittsburgh.
Swag, I haven't had a chance to talk to you this entire preseason. What is your sense of this team with Rodgers and sort of the trade for DK Metcalf, a very un-Steeler-like offseason? They seem to be going all in for this year. What is your expectation of how well it will work?
It's all predicated on Aaron Rodgers, G. If Aaron Rodgers is 75 to 80% of himself, I'm talking about the good Aaron Rodgers, this team can have some success, and you'll have to worry about the Steelers if they get into the playoffs. And this is a long way I've come. Gee, you remember months ago, maybe a year ago, I floated this out there about what if Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin ended up working together. And then I was like, hell no, it shouldn't happen, because I thought it'd put them right back in this QB conundrum that they've been in for a while. They've tried everything. They've drafted, they've traded for, they've tried to bring guys throughout the system and build them up. They've been through offensive coordinators. They've tried to figure out new ways to play offense. But ultimately, I think if Aaron Rodgers can be competent and 75% of or 80% of what Aaron Rodgers is, because we've seen lesser quarterback play they made the playoffs. This is about him managing an offense, hitting explosives every once in a while, and allowing that defense to be the catalyst for them throughout the duration of the game, while they're supplementing that by making 21 points, 24 points potentially, and this team could be a problem. But they also got to get Cam Hayward back on the field. That's a whole other issue. That's going on.
He's got a contract situation he wants talked about as well. But just for the moment on that, Jeff, Rodgers, Tomlin, Steelers, what do you expect?
I expect them to win playoff games, because let's be honest, this conversation has to go well beyond the regular season. We like, and Swagoo said it, Kmart said it. We're gonna make the playoffs somehow, right? We're gonna grind it. It doesn't matter anymore. Like we talk about Lamar Jackson, he has to prove it in certain ways. We talk about all the different players have to prove it. Well, Tomlin's got to prove it in the playoffs. You got to win games in the playoffs, like Dewar, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate the soliloquy he goes on, and I get as excited as anybody. But at the end of the day, if you're a Steelers fan, it's about winning playoff games. And they brought Aaron Rodgers in to win playoff games, not to make the playoffs, not to squeak in the playoffs, not to get by. You got to go win playoff games. That means they got to go take care of business. To me, this is a make it or break it. You've done, to Swagoo's point, you've done everything you can do. You brought in quarterbacks, you try to trade for them, you've done all this stuff. Well, now it's time. If we're going to go be a doer, we got to be a playoff winner. To me, we can get through the regular season. We get the playoffs. That's when the rubber really meets the road.
All right, up against the end of an hour. We'll have more to say on the Steelers as we go, but we'll get back to Big D. And the D stands for drama. And in fact, a lot of it is self-inflicted, and now we know it's being done on purpose. Heather and Paul join us as they always do. Sir Paul Feinbaum, what was your biggest takeaway from the reveal of the preseason rankings yesterday?
Don't be too shocked by this, Greeny, but Ohio State is too high, and Heather, calm down. Alabama is too low. I really think Alabama is a serious national championship contender, and I don't get Ohio State at all, Greeny. I know they won the national championship last year. That has nothing to do with it. They don't have the same team, and that national championship hangover is going to get to them. So we'll take care of it. We'll see that in about 2.5 weeks when Texas gets up there and walks out of that stadium a winner.
That will be fat. It's obviously an incredible opening weekend game. Heather, what do you think? He says Ohio State too high, Bama too low. What do you think?
He's right that Ohio State has a lot of questions and they're too high. Alabama too low, the same Alabama that lost to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma and has a new starting quarterback. See, I would argue they're a little bit too high. This is going to be settled on the field, but Paul, what about LSU and Brian Kelly and Garrett Nussmeier? This is the best team he's ever had. There's no reason for LSU not to contend for the SEC in the national title.
All right, so Heather, with that said, what was your number one takeaway from the first top 25?
Number one takeaway was number one. Sorry, Paul, but it should be Penn State, not Texas, which is going to lose at Ohio State in the season opener. Penn State has the best team James Franklin has had. Personnel-wise, he will tell you that. That means his coaching staff and his players. Two of the top coordinators in the country, and Andy Kotelnicki on offense, Jim Knowles on defense. That was probably the best coordinator hire in the country in college football, plus Drew Aller, their running backs, their defense, NFL talent all over the field.
Okay, I want to show everybody, if you believe in history repeating itself, I want to show a trend. This is the third